Well, if you're a Trump supporter, you are definitely going to want to watch this video. Just a huge heads up to you. And not only that, but Donald Trump Jr. has just issued an ominous warning that I think you guys need to hear. But let's start first with this article on zerohedge.com. Threats of violence against Trump supporters are surging. Now, the article goes on to state and give examples of this. And one example that they use is the Gateway Pundit report, where a radical man who claims to be employed by the U.S. Secret Service, the one who is supposed to be tasked with the responsibility of Trump's safety, has been posting disturbing, venomous commentary from his insider view. Now, here's an actual quote from Gateway Pundit. Counter-extremism researchers with the Justice Report say they have discovered that a lifelong anarchist, left-wing extremist, and devout follower of Antifa is working as a Secret Service agent. Moreover, the individual reportedly has made a series of disgusting comments regarding Trump. Now, the Gateway Pundit will not be naming the alleged Secret Service agent until we confirm the person's identity. In other words, they don't have that as of yet. The supposed agent has a series of ugly posts under the since-deleted account UEndo40 on the leftist social media forum Reddit, where he calls the American electorate chodes and Nazis who voted for the man with Nazi policies. These chodes are cowards and won't win no matter how long it takes to pry them from power if they manage to cheat their way back to it, the Antifa sympathizer wrote. The survival rate of fascist dictators trends towards zero. They voted for a dude who has Nazi policies and who surrounds himself with people who do, including actual neo-Nazis. When you're willing to vote Trump and support a guy who has policies mirroring the Third Reich, which is a lie, and again, has no neo-Nazis around him, then you yourself are a Nazi. Now, that's not all. In fact, there's an entire slew that has been captured by X account, Reddit Lies, and that account has been posting, I would say, about 100-ish comments of calls for like breaking up family members with Trump, breaking up with your family members if they're Trump supporters, to killing us, to the whole 9 yards. It's a very radical account. So just caution on this next part because I've got some stuff to show you. But before I do, just a quick break from my sponsor. Now, we have been told our entire lives that wrinkle creams are the way to look younger. But now one doctor says that that's nothing but old news. According to Dr. John Lake, the world-renowned Beverly Hills beauty expert, most wrinkle fixes on the market are nothing but glorified moisturizers. Well, recently, Dr. Lake has focused his attention away from mainstream cosmetic practices. Why? Well, so that he can focus directly on anti-aging revolutionary breakthroughs. Now, his clients have dubbed this do-it-yourself technique the age rewinder method because it can take years and even decades off of your appearance in 2 minutes' time. In light of this amazing breakthrough, Dr. Lake has released a step-by-step video to the public where he outlines exactly how to use simple solutions from home. Now, if you want to check it out, all you have to do is go to bhmd1.com/haven. That's bhmd1.com/haven to watch that video. And if you want more information, you can click in the description box below. There's a link down there. Or if you're on your cell phone, click that more button to get more information, but you're not going to want to miss it out, as this product has been life-changing for me personally. All right, back to the broadcast. So let's dive into some of these radical posts. And I got them again on this Zero Hedge account, who references the account, the X account, Reddit Lies, and they have collected tons of these horrifying comments on Reddit, right? So here's some of those comments, and you can see them here. And blow this up a little bit. And these are some of the people, I'm not going to read all of these because they're very vile. Obviously, I don't agree with any of this, but I think I can easily gun down a fat magatard. I think it's morally okay to gun down people who vote for racists. And then if you look at the top, you can see the yellow point there. Trump supporters are violent, irrational people. You don't have to be careful around them. They also paint themselves as victim. It's because of the domestic terrorists, basically calling us domestic terrorists, and y'all are threatening them. So these are just a couple different accounts there, and they should be flagged and reported to local authorities for the stuff that they're saying, because if these people are really real, the ones that are talking about violence anyhow, this is insanity. And I'm against violence in all forms. You guys know that. But here's just some more. And it goes, and some of these are just, mad and upset. But if you look to the right, under Terrible Guava 6187, every woman should own an AR-15. Suddenly, apparently, there are 4 AR-15s. Pharmacist says his morals prevent him from filing your necessary abortional medical RX. He's trying to kill you. You're a rapist baby that you won't be able to abort and may kill you during your pregnancy. Rape is also now attempted murder. Defend yourself. And the problem is with what that person is saying, you're totally able to get an abortion if the baby is going to kill you. If there's a threat to mama's life, right? And the baby's doing some harm to the mother or whatever, you have an option to get an abortion no matter the stage that you're in. And so it's just, these people are so, they're so brainwashed that they actually believe the left when they say stuff like that. And not that this person is in any way, shape, or form logical, because obviously they have issues. But anyway, this person is really gone off the deep end either way. But I'm just showing you how many on the left are so blind that they believe these lies from the left, even though it's not necessarily the case. And here's some more here. And you can see you big button 5856 is permanently banned for some of the stuff that they said. None of you seem to understand. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. And I think that was one of the comments that got banned. And then here's another one. Can we form a guerrilla force? Canadian asking, which has nothing to do with our politics, to go on to talk about how we are effing fascists and the whole 9 yards. Here's some more here. Then we have Hound at the bottom. This is where assassination is legitimate. It's a coup if the GOP Trump goes ahead with this. And then you can have Iowa pediatrician tells Trump supporters, I hope you lose your kids in a school shooting. I mean, seriously? Seriously, these comments are absolutely insane. I genuinely hate my Trump supporter parents so much. I wish they were dead. My cousin killed herself last night due to the election results. That's really sad, by the way. Absolutely sad. And the problem is, because unfortunately they've been lied to. Donald Trump is also for LGBTQ rights. I'm just saying. And here's another one in the darker corner, kind of here. Anti-firearm woman now advocating for guns to keep them safe from the big bad government trying to take away their rights. Suddenly, some of these are for guns, but not for the right reasons anyway. Here you can see they're shooting off people's heads in the whole 9 yards. And, you can kind of read through these and pause it, if you will. I don't want to read these, all of them, because they're very intense and very rude. And here's a person, by the way, who says, my husband and family voted for Trump, so therefore I'm going to take all their credit cards away from them. I'm going to take their expenses for their kids. I'm going to withdraw the money from the checking account. I'm going to repo their car and kick her out of the house and sell the house. All because she voted Donald J. Trump. Very, very worrisome kind of people. And then, of course, you can see Redditors are now out for blood, asking for the death of Trump supporters and the whole 9 yards. So very disturbing stuff. But that's not all. And that's why I said, if you're a Trump supporter, you really want to see this video, and you can pause some of those and read them. But there's a lot more where that came from, and it's very unfortunate. But anybody who's calling for violence, that's against the law, right? And those people should be looked at. But here we also have this going on at the same time. Now, this is happening in Europe, but mind you, some of the stuff that is happening in Europe eventually finds its way to the United States of America. Take a look at this. And this is on Remix News, and its damning report highlights growth, intolerance, and violence against Christians in Europe. Anti-Christian hate crimes and discrimination are surging across Europe, with a new report documenting over 24 incidents in 2023, highlighting grown intolerance and restrictions on religious freedom. Just to give you an idea, right? A new report from the Observatory on Intolerance and Discrimination Against Christians in Europe has sounded the alarm about escalating violence and discrimination faced by Christians across the continent. In 2023, 2,444 anti-Christian hate crimes were documented across 35 European countries. The crimes range from vandalism to arson to physical violence to restrictions on freedoms, your religious freedoms. The findings reveal a concerning trend that has left Christian communities feeling increasingly vulnerable. Everybody should have the right to freely to freely be whatever religion they want without fear of violence of any kind. And here is the UK, kind of what's going on in the UK. The UK experienced over 700 incidents, a 15% increase compared to previous years. And then in Germany, there was a concerning 105% increase, that's massive, in anti-Christian hate crimes, climbing from 135 in 2022 to 277 in 2023. And churches were frequently targeted with vandalism, property damage, often unreported in official statistics, which is concerning in and of itself, according to the report, right? So there's some of what's going on an international scale. And I have seen, very unfortunately, stuff increase right here in the United States of America against Christianity. In fact, there's bold movements coming from the left that are like, oh, you're a bigot, you're a xenophobic, you're blah, blah, blah against women's rights and the whole 9 yards just for being a Christian. So I always look to what's going on an international scale to give you a heads up. And then there's also stuff like this. That's happening, and this is on Zero Hedge. Berkeley communists are calling for righteous anger and revolutionary discrimination against MAGA. And here's the actual guy that is calling for it. Bob, right there, is a Revolutionary Communist Party USA member. And here you can see saying 2 countries within a country, the whole damn system's got to go. And he's saying righteous anger and revolutionary kind of stuff is what they're looking for. Here's the poster that they actually were putting up regarding that, which basically says the same thing I just quoted for you with a little bit more added verbiage. So there you have the Communist Party, very upset that Donald Trump won. I take that as a badge of honor, by the way, because I definitely don't want the communists going for Trump. And it says a lot about where the Democrat Party really is and really lies, because the Democrat Party is not party for the little man or the business person or the American people. They became the party of globalists, and they don't want capitalism. They don't want freedom. They want everything censored into oblivion. They want to shut us all down, and they only want one-sided politics. And the American people, thankfully, are finally waking up to this. The one, you guys have been awake for a very long time, but the ones who have been sleeping are finally starting to wake up to what is truly going on. They are communist. Even the Communist Party knows it. That's why the members there are like really upset about a Donald Trump win. Now, with all of that, a Donald Trump win doesn't mean we can just stop right there. We've accomplished everything. No, the metaphorical battle is still happening. We still have to win our schools. We have to win our colleges. We have to start weeding through all these bias that have taken place. They're really, we're not free in our country. We're getting back to that, but it's going to take a while to get there, because there's a lot of people who have been brainwashed in the United States of America who think that freedom should be limited. And it's really a sad concept that they have been brainwashed to believe these sorts of things. But the good news is Donald Trump is a step in the massive direction. In fact, his son, Donald Trump Jr., has just issued a rather ominous warning that I want you guys to be aware of. And here it is, Don Jr.'s ominous warning to people who sold out President-elect Donald Trump after January 6th. And here's what he says. Donald Trump Jr. has issued a stark warning to the people who sold out President Donald J. Trump after the J6 riots. Now, here's what he actually said on Charlie Kirk's podcast regarding that. And these are his specific words. Quote, "You could be with us before, but if you sold out, if you bought into the narrative, if you said, oh my God, it's worse than Pearl Harbor, worse than 9/11 combined, that's the new day one. Now you got 4 years where we know what we're doing, where we have a chance to start from scratch with people who we know are absolute warriors for the movement. Now you're stuck with that for 4 years. Now, as Billy Madison would say, now y'all are in big trouble." And I love that, because he really hits home the fact that, well, now his father, I guess what he's hinting at is his father learned from the first time he was in office, and now he's going to be more bold about his decisions. And he's made that very clear with all the picks that he's been making in his cabinet member. And what's good news is pick after pick after pick has enraged the left. They don't know what to do with it. They didn't like Elon Musk. They didn't like RFK. They didn't like Matt Gaetz. They didn't like Tulsi Gabbard. They didn't like Pete Hegseth. And it just keeps coming. And what I'm going to encourage Donald Trump to do is keep at it. Keep at it. The mainstream media doesn't know what to say anymore, because he's throwing the kitchen sink at them, and he's actually making good picks. I really hope he goes in with Kash Patel for the FBI. That'll be another hit, metaphorically speaking, on the Democrats. And the mainstream media is at a loss. They're like, there's so much bad going on. We don't know what to do with it. Great. That's exactly what we want. But the good news is I think Donald Trump's going to actually do what he promised. And I think we've got some hope. And that's what I'm going to hold on to. Anyhow, with all of that, I want to encourage you to get on over to restrictedrepublic.com. I'm going to be dropping a bombshell report today that you're going to want to see about stuff that is happening in Britain and how it's coming to the United States potentially. Just because we have under 4 years of Trump and he can make some changes. If we get that Democrat, when we get that Democrat back in, we're going to be looking at some really radical things, I think, in the future. Seeing that Donald Trump has kind of revamped it, whoever gets in after him, if it's a Democrat, they're going to try to reverse everything that he's done. So you're really going to want to go to restrictedrepublic.com. Check out that report. It is exclusive to the platform because of what we're dealing with. So please go to restrictedrepublic.com. Check that out now. Use the coupon code Trump and the number 47. That's going to give it to you for $2.99 per month. That's a deal for the first 3 years. You can cancel whenever you want. So hope to see you there. Anyhow, I love all of you. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.